Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Hope you're doing well. What we're looking at here is the 460 cylinder that's going on Yankee Nimrod's 044. I should have a video on it sometime. I don't know how much I'm going to show or how much I'm actually going to video on it, but we'll just give some details and show how the saw runs and talk about it a little bit. On these, if you're putting a 460 cylinder on an 044, you have to elongate these holes toward the inside of the cylinder, or it's just not going to fit. Whoever done this one didn't do that and just kind of forced the bolts down in. I don't even know how they got them to go in, but we had to chase 3 of the holes and had to repair the 4th hole, but we've got it all fixed. It's all good, no problems, but thought I'd share the port work on it, talk port texture a little bit. Me personally, on my exhaust port, I'm not sure how well this phone's going to pick it up. I do have a new phone coming, but we usually video with video cameras anyway, but we like a really nice polish on our exhaust port and try not to leave any humps or lumps, but sometimes that's just impossible. You'll pull metal, and if you try to fix it, you'll wreck more than you'll fix, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. And you guys that have ported more than a handful of saws will know exactly what I'm talking about. Transfers, we opened them up a little on the bottom. This is a firewood saw, so I didn't want to go crazy with anything. Port timing on it was just awesome right out of the box. The only thing we altered, we cleaned up the uppers a little bit and have altered the intake timing slightly. It was pretty good, but it was just a little lazy, but we set it about where we normally would on a saw this size. I'll go into more detail on that when we make a video once the saw's done, but intake port, this is kind of what I wanted to discuss. This thing actually just had a lip at the bottom, pretty good size lip, probably 30 thousandths overhang on the floor of the intake. We cleaned that up and it's got intake timing set dead where I want it to be anyway, but let's talk intake texture, transfer texture. A lot of people are going to disagree with this. I get it, I understand, but there's a lot of misconception out there on what texture you want, and you do want a texture. You do not want this polish. That may look polished. I'll see if I can get in closer. As you can see, it does have a texture on it. I leave a 80 grit finish, or I've went as far as 100, 120 on a couple of saws. I even done 220 just to see what would happen, and honestly, one of those was one of the stronger 026s I've ever built, but I highly doubt it had to do with that intake texture. But I see people go in with their carbide burrs and purposely rough these up or scuff them up, they call it. If you're just leaving a light texture on that, using light pressure, that's just fine. As long as you don't leave any trenches or big humps, which is what I've seen several people do on YouTube, and I don't understand the concept behind that. You want the fuel and air mix to stay in suspension, but I'll promise you with that texture there, it's not going to puddle whatsoever. I even seen one YouTuber claim that he had seen dyno results of a rough port versus a smooth port and said the rough port made more horsepower. Well, I'm just going to tell you that's just bullshit. Please just show me in person or show me proof of that. There's actual flow chart data done on a flow bench showing a polished port over a textured port such as this will actually have a 1% flow increase. That's not enough to argue about, but the main reason I polish an exhaust port is to keep carbon from building up on it. And I've shown videos of saws I've tore back down. Even recently, my milling saw, we tore that back down and there was 0 carbon stuck to that, and I run a 32-to-1 mix and everything, and that milling saw was tuned rich as shit anyway. But you know, I just wanted to share a little bit of this. You know, I'm sure someone's going to thumbs down it, someone's going to disagree, but all I'm asking you is to show me proof that going in and actually physically making that port rough as shit is going to increase the performance of any engine, not just a two-stroke, but any engine for that matter. But anyway, hope I didn't piss anyone off. You guys have a good one.